Motherhood can be rewarding, I'm told, but it also requires a lifetime of patience, dedication, and most importantly, unconditional love.
I give moms a lot of credit. It definitely is a tough job, but our next guest says the other side is here to help.
Phil Quinn is a medium and life guide and is here to talk to us about the lessons mothers learn from children. Welcome back, Phil.
Hey, Phil.
One of our favorite guests here on Connecticut Style, but what do you mean exactly? Kids are teaching mothers?
Kids are teaching mothers. And it's a great question, but our children are a rebirth of us, and they are teaching us many lessons about ourselves.
You know, what's interesting when you really start talking about the other side, unfortunately, when I was a child, my sister and I lost our mom when we were very young.
Yes.
And I know she's always been a driving force.
Yeah.
But in today's world, Phil, would you say that people are becoming more open to the fact that somebody's trying to get to them from the other side?
Absolutely. And the other side's always trying to influence your life and guide you and shape you and put you in places that you're meant to be.
Yep.
And you're saying people on the other side can help mothers. How does that happen?
If your mother had passed, just like
Yep.
you were saying, is that your mother will help you raise that child. She will give you signs and be part of your life, and because just like she would want to do on earth, you know, she missed that part of your life, of you going through the birthing process, so she's going to give you the advice that she would give you when you were if you're alive.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about adoptive moms and the connection,
Yeah.
the role they play.
Yeah, it's a great thing. Adoptive mothers play a very specific role because those children have already chosen them to be their mothers, meaning that those mothers know that they're not going to be able to have a child for whatever reason it is, but those souls have already specifically chosen those parents to be the mothers and fathers.
But what about in non-adoptive situations? Is it the same idea?
Yeah, yeah.
So they choose. How does
Yeah.
a child choose? Let's say
It's the soul.
adoptive. How do they choose an adoptive?
We choose our parents coming to Earth.
Wow.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did a good job.
Yeah.
I'm happy with mine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so nice work.
Okay.
Yeah, you choose your parents based on what you're going to learn contractually.
And you're actually going to be teaching them lessons along the way?
And vice versa. Yeah.
All right, now
Yeah.
talk a little bit about Indigo children.
Yeah, Indigo children are a wonderful thing because they're very intuitive, they're very bright, and they're very spiritual. They tend to be able to see other souls, and they're very unique kids. They're also very hyperactive.
Were you an Indigo child, would you say?
Yes.
Because you had
Yeah.
your gift early.
Yeah, and the kids start speaking to souls very young.
Can you just clarify for us a little bit more? What is an Indigo child?
An Indigo child is a soul, a first-time soul coming to Earth that has unnatural gifts to be able to talk to the other side.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
All right, now what about what gifts can mothers give their children as far as guidance goes, would you say?
I think the greatest gift at all, if you're going to give anything to your children, is love, patience, and most importantly, understanding.
Now, how do parents react if they do have an Indigo child, or their child is saying they see angels or ghosts or that type of thing?
The people most often dismiss it thinking that it's an imaginary friend, but often these kids will be persistent in telling you what that they see, and they're able to validate the people that they never met. They'll often talk about grandparents, they'll talk about friends that you have passed on, and describe these souls that they had never even come in contact with.
So it obviously has to be happening if they can't be
Yes.
making it up.
Yes, yeah. And Indigo children are very bright. They're able to take a lot of information in, but they have trouble getting it out.
Now what about as far as the way you should relate to your child if there's a passing in the family and they're someone they were close to, the mother or grandfather? What's a great way to handle a child after in a grief process situation like that?
Explaining that death is not the end, that it's the soul is eternal, and that when we leave this physical body, we cross over to another place, so whatever your belief is, why it's heaven or the other side or wherever it may be.
Oh man, have you got any workshops coming up that people?
I was just going to ask
Yes, I
him that.
have.
What do you know?
If you go on philquinn.com, you'll see all my workshops. I have an angel and guide workshops, and we talk about many different subjects as far as your children, who your guides are, things like that.
And it's always fascinating chatting with you. I mean, just give some people a little bit of a background. You're able to not really contact, but tell us how it all comes together.
When you come in and sit down with me, your family will come through. They'll say who they are, how they died, their relationship to you. I repeat all of this back to you, and then when they're done talking, you're free to ask questions of them. And I hear and see them like you hear and see me.
And it's such an incredible process. I'm telling you, it's so real. Like, he had told me things that
you went through this?
He would never have known.
Oh, you and I have to connect, because I know the
really incredible.
The reason I'm sitting here with this woman and this crew and these people here in this whole building are some powers
the
from
other
above.
side, and that's and that's exactly what it's about. The other side shaping your life.
They
That's
totally
great.
do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
I
for
love coming
back.
here. Thank you
Can't
very
wait to
much.
see you here
soon.
again.
Yep.
Up next, we're kicking off Firehouse Friday. Woo-hoo! We'll tell you how local fire departments are joining forces to help the Connecticut Burn Center at Bridgeport Hospital.